So the 8th and final episode of Star Wars The Acolyte has dropped. Apparently it's called The Acolyte, which I think is a fitting title for what occurs in this episode. I will say I'm on the same thinking because as of recording this review, the title, at least on my end, is not up on Disney Plus, so I'm relying on third-party sources to confirm the title for me. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review, do so because I will be talking about spoilers in this video. So this episode, I think, does a good job of ending the story. But first, we gotta address the biggest problem with the Acolyte. The marketing made us think this was going to be a murder mystery. This is still a mystery. The Acolyte is still a mystery, but it's not a murder mystery. It's more of a thriller mystery. We're trying to figure out what actually happened and what's going on, not a whodunit. And I think that's a fault of the marketing because it's easier to market a whodunit than anything else. But with that out of the way, let's actually talk about the story. Everything comes back to Brendock. Everyone returns to Brendock. Sol is there, May and Osha is there, Camille is there, Vanessa is there, Basil is there. Okay, I'm not sure everything that Basil does. He probably just provides the Jedi some context of what happened. Though, given what Vanessa tells the Senate committee, if Basil did witness and tell her everything that happened on the other planet, she conveniently left some stuff out, but she knows more than what she told them. And speaking of what she told them, she places the blame of everything that happened on Sol, which is sad because, yes, he made mistakes, no doubt about that, but he basically had his heart in the right place. In some ways, you could say is Sol is Qui-Gon if Qui-Gon didn't have control of his emotions. Probably is a good way of looking at it. And so he was losing control over his emotions. And he was letting his emotions dictate. While Vanessa did spin the truth from a certain point of view when she was talking to the Senate to give them a satisfactory answer, there is some truth in what she said and what she told May. And that's something I want to contrast. So, because of not being able to control his emotions, does not effectively is the wrong word. He doesn't tell Osha the truth at all. But Vanessa, she does tell the May the truth as she knows it. And there's some interesting stuff going on there. But first, let's address a few other stuff before we get talking about the ending again. Sol and Camille have another fight, and Sol actually does better. He disarms Camille a couple times and destroys Camille's lightsaber. And doing that, May and Osha are also fighting, and there's one neat transition where they are trying to kick at each other, and their legs cross, and then it transitions to Camille and Sol's lightsaber being crossed. I really did like that scene there. And another thing I kind of want to point out during this, apparently while Osha was wearing Camille's helmet, she receives a vision of May killing Sol with a lightsaber. Well, that's not what happens. May does get Sol's lightsaber. She does pick it up, and she throws it away. Very reminiscent in some ways of Luke's scene in Return of the Jedi. I think that's intentional to show that May is, yes, she still wants Sol to face justice for everything that he did. For killing Osha and May's mother, for all that stuff, for lying to Osha. But May has reached the point where she does not want to execute the vengeance herself. Or more accurately, I should say, she wants Sol to admit he made a mistake, admit his crimes, and face justice. Proper justice, not vengeance. And I think that's key. That scene there is showing us that she is getting a change of heart. She's not on the Jedi side per se. She's not turning to the light. But she has moved beyond vengeance. Meanwhile, Osha learns the truth that Sol killed their mother, Anastasia, and yeah, Osha kills Sol, chokes him. She taps into the dark side, and also corrupts his lightsaber crystal at the same time. So, our first live-action appearance of lightsaber crystal bleeding. We've already seen it in video games, and we've seen it in comics, probably books as well, if I remember. But now we've seen it in live action, and it was a really cool scene. I really loved the effect with Sol's lightsaber when Osha turns it on and the blue is being overcome by the red. Really loved that visual effect. And really symbolizing Osha falling to the dark side. Not to mention, since they switched clothes 2 episodes ago, Osha is now wearing the dark colors while May is wearing the light colors, symbolizing how the alignments in the Force are changing. And so basically says that it was his belief that they were one person, basically. Now, who knows how that's going to turn out, and nobody knows about that except for Camille and Osha, because at the end, well, Osha and May do run away when the Jedi arrive, and Camille wants to kill May, but Osha makes an agreement with the devil, basically, to she'll become his acolyte, his apprentice, whatever term we want to use. In exchange, he won't kill May, just wipe her memory of everything. And he does. Right when, in the midst of them doing their, not chant or saying, no, that we've seen in the previous episodes, the sister thing, I forget the exact words of it, but born as one person, born as two, something like that. I forget the exact words. And May isn't unable to complete it because of when Camille did it, showing that he kept his promise, but he didn't let them finish their goodbyes. Remember, Camille's not a good guy. He may have helped this crime come to light, but he's still not a good guy. Remember that, Sith lie. And speaking of Sith, we see a figure on the planet that Osha and Camille are now on, Camille's base. Is that Darth Plagueis? Was that Darth Plagueis? It could be. Wikipedia claims it is. I haven't read the official episode guide yet, so who knows about that, because I do my review beforehand. I think it really could be. Though he looked... Definitely he's been corrupted by the dark side, and that affects how people's age looks. But I thought that was interesting. And the question is, does Camille know that Plagueis was watching? He probably doesn't. But this also tells me too, is if that was indeed Plagueis, either one, there's a change on who trained Palpatine, or Camille is going to be discarded in favor of Palpatine. Both of which are possible. But I want to say one other thing. When Vanessa is investigating the site on Brendock, I think she has forced psychometry because she senses what happened all those years ago. And she pieces together what happened. But also on Brendock, she senses Camille, and it's confirmed that Camille was a former student of hers. And that, along with the Plagueis cameo and another cameo, are what sets up a potential season 2 and whatever story is going to be told there. But she senses him, and as soon as he senses her, he puts his helmet back on, which I thought was interesting. But like I said, officially the blame for all the Jedi killings have been placed on Soul's feet. Vanessa's basically explanation is that basically he lost his way, his compassion basically went out of control, and he fell to the dark side. That was a common theory, and yeah. But what this does is basically keep the existence of the Sith a secret. Except for Vanessa definitely suspects something, and at the very end, she goes. Well, first she talks with Osha and tells her the truth as she best knows, and admits that Soul killed her mother. Not Osha, May, sorry, I got them mixed up again. But yeah, tells Osha everything. Says that Soul did love her sister, and right before Osha choked Soul, he was going to admit that he loved May. Just want to point that out. And then Vanessa tells May that she wants her help finding her former student. And then the last scene is her, actually, was it the last scene? I might be getting the scene with Osha and Camille on that planet. But regardless, the last scene with the Jedi is Vanessa going to speak with Yoda. Yoda doesn't speak, just the backside of his head. I was like, she's going to tell you Yoda. And this is probably how, all the events is probably how Yoda might learn about the rule too. We don't know. And that's why I wanted season 2. So I hope I explained everything I wanted to explain, because there is so much more I could talk about this episode. But this is the end of the High Republic and the beginning of the fall of the Jedi. If I had known the truth here, things might have been different. We don't know. But like I said, I pointed out some good stuff, and I want to hear your thoughts. What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. You can also stay up to date on my content by following me on social media. I have a link tree down in the description which has all my social media links on it. Additionally, if you would like to support the channel, you can become a channel member and get early access to all my videos. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always.